What's up, everybody?
What's up? What's up? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
What's up?
Happy holidays. Let me change this background. So listen, it's Saturday night, so you know what time it is. It's time for Have a Conversation After Dark. Here's what we ask. What we ask is that you hit the share button. Whether you're watching it now or whether you're watching the replay, hit the share button. You will not be disappointed that you tuned in tonight.
You will not be.
Just take my word for that. You will not be disappointed that you tuned in tonight. We got some special guests, as you can see. I'm going to introduce them in just a second, but we're going to take a minute to have you guys share. Hit the share button. Have some folk come in and
join
share.
us. This is our holiday edition.
This is our holiday edition.
Right? Holiday edition.
She is very festive. She rhymes with we. She said we. It's really she.
And that is close enough.
Close enough. Look, I have enough festivity for the both of us.
Yes. Anybody
Right.
who's been around us long enough, they know the story. We've told it many times. I'm not, or have not been in the past, a holiday person. There's a reason for that. I grew up in an environment where it was not a big deal. And so it subsequently was not a big deal. And I also had, I guess it's like kind of a residual. I don't want to use the word trauma because we kind of stick that word in places that it probably shouldn't be sometimes. But I have this angst around Christmas time that I can point back to going back to school on January 3, January 6, whenever you go back to school. And the conversation that first day or two is always around, what did you get for Christmas? I got this. I got the new this. You got the new that. And because I grew up in an environment where that wasn't a big deal, I couldn't join into that conversation. And so I would always have this anxiety all through the Christmas break on how am I going to downplay this? What am I going to say that makes me sound cool enough to be like, oh, he don't even really care. This don't even really matter to him. Like how am I going to pull that off, knowing that that's not true? So that has followed me my entire life until recently. Now, over the last few years, my wife she's kind of rubbing off on me, and I'm getting a little bit more festive as the years go on. So that's the story. So listen, we if you didn't see the graphic for tonight, ironically, gift giving, the graphic for tonight, let me share that so folk can see what the topic, so we can show what the topic is. So tonight's topic is they don't need those gifts. My spouse is spending too much money. How do you tell your spouse during the Christmas season that they are spending too much? Now, in the show description, I asked the question, do you say something or do you just eat the debt in the name of festivity?
Yeah, I think it depends on the couple. I think that for some spouses, they're going to be like, now look, woman, you doing too much now. We got a budget, or, we can't afford this. You spending too much. And then there are other spouses who are just like, man, I just want him or her, to continue to enjoy the festivities. I just want him or her to be happy. I don't want to put a damper on anything. So it's not very responsible, but we just gonna let the chips fall where they may.
All right, I'm going to tell you what side of the coin I fall on in just a second. But first of all, those of you you're used to seeing us by ourselves on Saturday night, and you see that we have a lovely couple with us here, with us, and so we're going to give them a chance to introduce themselves. Listen, I have a automatic affinity,
of course,
for these two individuals, and you'll understand why in just a moment. For those of you who don't know, I'm from Trinidad. Well, I'm not from Trinidad. I can't really say I'm from Trinidad. My father is from Trinidad, right? So Trinidad flows in my blood. So you'll understand why, regardless of whether I know these two people or not, they're very special. Right. All right. So we got, let me start with the ladies first. We got Cheryl with us first, and we have Mr. Barry with us. So go ahead and introduce yourselves, and then let's chime into this conversation about this money spending, because I'm going to tell you where I fall.
I already know. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Davis from Trinidad. Yeah.
Cheryl, what part of Trinidad are you from?
I am from Central. So originally from St. James, the northern part of the country.
Okay.
And the just off of the city, right? But 22 years ago, yes, with the birth of my daughter, I moved to the central region. So I'm in Canupia.
Okay. Not that I know any.
I still don't worry.
and listen, Cheryl is not really bigging herself up right now, but I'm gonna do it for her. Cheryl is a graphics extraordinaire. So if you are looking for design of any sort, Cheryl and her great team, which is a very unique business team she has.
Yes.
They are more than capable to meet your design needs. So Share Designs is doing big things.
Yes.
And is going to be doing even bigger things in 2025. So that's
awesome.
That's Cheryl Davis. We got Mr. Barry Tate with us as well, man. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, thank you, man. So Barry Tate in Trinidad and Tobago. Greetings to everyone online from the lovely Twin Island state, the southernmost islands of the Caribbean. We're wishing you happy holidays from us to you. I'm the founder of Baseline Coaching, and I'm a business consultant a business coach, and a public speaking coach. And basically, in a nutshell, I help new and aspiring entrepreneurs save time and money, getting to market in strategic planning and in their presentation and communication, whether it be pitching or hosting meetings or leading their teams. I offer a suite of services that are really geared towards helping entrepreneurs achieve their full potential. And this year, I started working with this lovely young lady next to me, but combining our services, my coaching and support systems with her graphic design. She did mention she's also a teacher of the arts, and she's a teacher of teachers of the arts. So she
Yes.
has so many things under her belt, and it was just a no-brainer. Let me hitch my wagon and give her some support, give her some support from my neck. But really, my passion is to see entrepreneurs succeed, and she is no exception.
Thank you
I
so much.
love
Love it.
I love it. I
Aw.
love it. So listen, before we get into the topic, I want you guys to share. Um, Regretfully, we missed out
Mhm.
this year on a phenomenal experience, a marriage conference
Right.
that took place in Trinidad, and
Yeah.
we're gonna be on the next one.
You better.
Gonna
We're
hold you
gonna
to
be
that.
we
Yeah.
missed this year, but I saw some pictures and it looked like it was a phenomenal time. Just share a little bit about that and that experience.
Right. That conference was absolutely beautiful. We saw couples come in wondering what new they could have learned.
Mm.
And from a few testimonies I heard, this was information they should have had before they said, I do.
Wow.
Mm.
Right? We had opportunities and moments when couples got vulnerable, actually, in front of the entire team. And we saw couples lending support to each other in the various group settings. And the topics that were dealt with were things that sometimes we shy away from.
Mhm.
So they had an opportunity to seriously air their view, hear others, and balance it with the word.
Mm.
I love that.
And
Yeah.
it was open, frank conversation, which was so there was no sugarcoating, open, frank conversation for persons to benefit.
Very good. I love
And
it.
we closed off with a vow renewal ceremony.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Yes.
So
Very nice.
for those of you, and I believe this is going to be an annual thing, right?
It is,
That's the
and
plan.
the November, first weekend in November, is our 2025
Okay.
conference
Okay.
schedule.
Oh, you have a date already. Great.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of the attendees, those couples, have already registered
Yes.
Oh,
for next
awesome.
year. Yeah, because
Wow.
it was so impactful. Dr. Holmes and the team, but again, she's downplaying her role, Cheryl. She was really it was hosted by the Holmes Marriage Clinic, Dr. Holmes and her
Mhm.
team, but Cheryl was the person on the ground in Trinidad that
Mm.
Mhm.
really made sure that the event came off smoothly. It was a sight to see, watch her do what she does, and the impact. I was able to talk to some of the attendees, some of the vendors that were selling their products during the conference, that 3-day event. I didn't get one negative report, one ill bit of feedback. Everybody, down to the vendors, were asking, we're here to sell food, but can we go and just sit in on one of the workshops? Because there were 8
Yes.
simultaneous workshops after the
Mhm.
plenary sessions, simultaneous workshops, and couples are moving from one workshop to the next. So we even had the vendors going in to
Yeah.
take in,
Wow.
and
That's
a
great.
lot. Some of those vendors registered to participate as couples in the next one. So it
Yes.
was
Oh,
really
that's
impactful. I
nice.
That's
think, if not all, 90% of the couples there
Mhm.
went forth to renew their vows.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I put that against the backdrop of, on the first day, you can tell on people's faces that some of those marriages were in crisis.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mm.
So the people turned up, they got what they needed, and they left with a renewed drive, a renewed impetus to make their marriages work. And I think hats off to Dr. Holmes and the Holmes Training Clinic and the Holmes Marriage Clinic for getting the job done and seeing that this is something that we could do every year from here on out.
Yes.
Very
I'm looking
nice.
forward to your participation.
Yeah,
We're gonna figure it out.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yes.
We'll be
Yes.
there next year. We'll
Looking
be there.
forward to that.
Indeed. Thank you for sharing that. So now let's jump into this topic, right? So for those of you who might be jumping in and out, well, first of all, before I say that, listen, this marriage conference that they just talked about, this is a phenomenal way for you to get enriched and take a vacation.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
And the thing is, for those of us flying in, we can arrange hotel stays, etc., accommodations. So
indeed. So we'll make sure that we are sharing that information as it comes out. We'll make sure that our audience gets that information as well. So
Yeah.
good stuff. I love it. So let's get back to this topic. And the topic is, for those of you who didn't catch it, my spouse is spending too much money. It's Christmas season and they want to get gifts for everybody, and they want to get expensive gifts for everybody, and they want to get gifts that are seemingly unnecessary for everybody. And you sitting back there like, I'm running the numbers, and listen, we ran out of money 3 shopping trips ago. How do you say that to your spouse? How do you talk to your spouse? What would you do? What would you all do?
we ran out of money 3 shopping trips ago.
Yeah. So now we just strictly on credit. So what do? Do you say anything to your spouse and risk ruining the mood and undermining the Christmas spirit, or do you just suck it up and, like many people will do, spend all of January trying to figure out how to take care of it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think I was just about to say that. You might be afraid to ruin the mood in December,
Mhm.
but come January, the mood is going to be pretty much ruined anyway.
And throughout the months of January.
Yeah, and maybe beyond, depending on how much of a hole you put yourself in. I think if you wait till Christmas to have the conversation, my thought is, if you wait to in the middle of it, in the high of that
Right.
shopping, I mean, the bonuses have come in, and money has that almost a drug-like impact
Yep.
when you get
Yep.
any kind of windfall.
Yeah.
So you're crazy. If you wait to tackle that beast in December, you may be setting yourself up to enter the dragon, whoever the other spouse is, but may not take that pushback too well.
Yeah.
But
if you wait till December, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Yeah.
So
So
you're
that conversation needs to be had.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to talk about that ahead of time.
Yes, and we have to discuss where the extra funds are coming from. Therefore, we need to budget.
Mhm.
Right? One of my coworkers asked me, "So Cheryl, you don't do any shopping and stuff for Christmas?" I said, "Where I work, we get no bonuses, so there's no extra."
Yeah.
There is no extra, because what bills I had in December, they
Right.
still exist in January.
That's right.
So, with no bonus, there is no extra. Case closed.
Case closed.
That's a good point, which brings up another question. Like, should your spouse expect a gift from you? Like, we know people who would be upset if their spouse did not buy them a gift.
Yeah.
But if you went to your spouse and you were like, "Hey, listen, I didn't get a bonus this year, so what we not about to do is go into debt
Right.
for something that I could save up and get you in February."
Right.
Yeah, right.
And again, it's a conversation that needs to be had. I think that a lot of couples just don't say anything. I shouldn't say a lot. I don't know the number, but some couples just don't say anything, and they're just like, irresponsibly, they're like, "Well, we'll just figure it out." I don't want him or her to be unhappy. I'll I'll get something for her. I'll put it on credit type thing, knowing that that's probably not the smartest thing to do. I think some people do that. And
Yeah.
then there are some couples who's like, look, we just can't afford it. If you're going to be mad at me, you're just going to have to be mad at me, but we can't afford it. And that's just how it is. If you can't wait till February, just be mad for a couple months. I'll eat that.
That's a
Yeah.
long
So
session.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll tell you, I am of the frame of mind. It doesn't always play out this way, but this is the frame of mind that I am in. Everything is cheaper after Christmas anyway.
Right.
Right.
Now, Christmas is really Christmas in terms of this whole gift giving thing. In my mind, I heard Charles Barkley say this the other day, and I was like, yeah, I feel the same way. It's like Christmas is for kids.
I agree.
He was like, I'm not buying no adults gifts. He was like, it's for kids. Like, don't expect, if you're an adult, don't expect a gift from me. Like, that's not, Christmas ain't for you. And I get it. I'm not that Scroogey about it, but at the same time, so like, for example, I'll be honest and transparent. This year, it's just really the grandson. She knows I don't ever want anything. Very seldom have I asked for something for Christmas. And sometimes that's just so that I can fit in with everybody else who wants stuff for Christmas. It doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. As far as the money thing, I think we've gotten to a point in our relationship where I can say to her, hey, listen, we can't spend XYZ.
Right.
Now my lovely wife will she will get attitude. Will. It won't be as bad an attitude as some people.
Right.
Hold on. Let me rephrase. Let me reword that. Let me reword that. My wife, she will be disappointed.
Right.
Right.
Is that a better word?
Disappointed if I don't get a gift?
No. If in terms of not being able to spend a certain amount. If I come to you and I'm like, hey, listen, we got to cut this. I don't know that you would get an attitude as much as you would just be disappointed that we could not do more.
Yes, correct.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
I wouldn't have an attitude.
Yeah. So that was wrong choice of words. But she will feel some kind of way. Whereas for me, again,
you'll be relieved.
Right. Being transparent. When November comes, I'm already crunching numbers. Mm-hmm. When November 1st hits, I'm like, okay, how is this going to play out? And so because I'm thinking dollar signs and numbers the whole time, that often kind of ruins the festivity anyway, right? You know what I mean? So I have to kind of keep that to myself, you know.
But you don't.
And I try to.
You think you're keeping it to yourself.
I try
but
to.
You're not.
Now, the beautiful thing, Cheryl talked about your job not giving bonuses. The beautiful thing about the company that I left, and this is the crazy thing about the entrepreneurial journey, man. The entrepreneurial journey, there's so many corporate perks that you're just not privy to anymore, right? Yeah. And I even said this year, I was like, man, it typically around December 15th is when that bonus check would hit from the company that I used to work for. Yeah. And so I knew that I was going to be able to take care of some stuff with that bonus check. And this was going to be how the gifts we're going to get the gifts, right? So I'm saying all that to say, I'm going to have the conversation. I'm going to bite the bullet, Barry. I'm going to fall on the grenade.
Right.
I'm going to have the conversation during if I have to. And I'm just going to have to take what comes, because here's the reason why I risk it all to do that. Because I know come January, if I don't say anything and I just let everything go, I'm going to be stressed all January and February.
Yeah.
Right.
But sometimes you don't say anything, but I just know by just
my body language,
your body language, your energy. I can just tell, like, okay, let me not spend anymore because I can tell. And you don't say anything because sometimes you don't want me to feel bad. And I can sense that. But I'm not going to go ahead and be like, well, he ain't say nothing. So I'm just going to keep
So
that
and
I
you
will not do.
and you spoke there, even in your body language, it's communicated. So don't neglect that kind of communication.
Yeah.
And
Right.
sometimes it will be Christmas comes the same time every year.
Every year.
It doesn't change.
That's right.
It doesn't shift. So if we can plan ahead from January,
Yep.
And that's good
So-
advice.
so
That's good
we can
advice.
afford what we forecast.
Yeah.
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 That's good advice.
Mhm.
And I'm not a financial advisor, of course, but and we've talked about this and didn't do it. So we're gonna have to actually make good on this next year. We talked about creating a fund for that
Mhm.
Right.
specifically. So that when November 1st comes, I ain't even thinking about it
Yeah.
because we've
Yeah.
already allotted this amount of money
Yeah.
for whatever's going to happen, and it can happen, freely without that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm not a mean person, and this is kind of becoming about us. It's not really supposed to be about us, but we'll make it about us. I'm not a mean person in that I'm going to just be like, no, nothing can happen. There is a part of me who is willing to a certain degree.
Mhm.
Now, let's be clear, to a certain degree. There's a part of me that is willing to figure it out in January.
Yeah.
To a certain degree. Like, we're not digging a hole.
Mhm.
We might
Yeah.
we might dig up a handful of dirt and I'll go figure out where I can find that dirt to put it back. We're
Right.
not digging no hole though. Like we're not doing that. Shout out to Darren in the comments. Darren Pruitt's in the comments. Thank you for being
Hey,
here,
Darren.
Hi, Darren.
Darren, we're talking about how do you tell your spouse that they are spending too much in Christmas time. The other topic which we haven't gotten into yet is how do you tell your spouse that you just do not like the gift? Again, do you not say anything and it just ends up, like you can't see what's in front of me, but like, does it end up in one of these boxes down here on the floor, or does it end up, in the back closet? Like, where does it end up?
Right.
Or do you say something? Do you say, man, I'm really disappointed and this is not what I wanted?
I think the best thing to do, which I don't think, again, I don't know the numbers, but I don't think everyone does this. But I think what should happen is that you say, is there a gift receipt for this? Can I exchange it for something else? Is that wrong?
I'm about to ask you that. How would you feel if you gave me something and I was like, hey, babe, where's the gift receipt for this?
I would prefer that you have something that you like.
Okay.
So I would not be offended by that.
Mm.
I personally would not be offended. I would just be like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you would like it, but I want you to have, because it's not about me. I'm giving the gift.
Mhm.
So it's not about what I like. Obviously, I like it because I got it. And so I
Right.
got it for you, though. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Is that
I
an
want-
unpopular opinion though? Because I feel like there are people who would be upset if they gave a gift and the person was like,
it might
where's
be.
the gift receipt?
It might be an unpopular opinion, but at the end of the day, I want you to enjoy what I give you. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
What you guys think about that?
I agree with Denise. You would want enough openness in the relationship that you can share that.
to be able to say that.
You took your shot, but you missed. And
Wow.
You took your shot, but you missed.
yeah, and yeah.
That's hilarious.
Mm.
I might have to use that one day.
You took your shot.
Feel free. Feel free. Yeah, and we should be, able to deal with that.
Mhm.
I think where it becomes problematic is we sit on it and it turns out to resentment, and it's
Yep.
weaponized later down, in
Yep.
the middle of an argument.
Yep.
Remember when you did this
You better
that
believe
first
it.
Gave
time
me
we
that
met,
ridiculous
and
gift.
what
better
were
believe it.
you thinking?
What were you thinking? Right.
Yeah. So, and the sentiment is lost. You
Mhm.
know, all of it is gone.
Yeah.
Whereas a normal, simple conversation may have fixed it, and a lesson learned. I've got a couple of friends, and strangely enough, both females. For this reason, they don't allow whoever they're with to surprise them with gifts.
I was just
Mhm.
going there. I was just about to ask that question. Like, would you prefer to just say, hey, this is what I
This is what I
want,
want.
Yeah,
Let
so
the
that there's
person
no
know
right?
what you want.
Mhm.
Yeah. Doesn't
Yeah.
that take the fun out of it though?
I think so.
Yes, it
I
Oh,
think so. I think so.
well, what
But I mean, it's safer.
I mean, it's
is
safe.
safer?
It is safer, but I feel like the whole idea of giving a gift is me
To surprise.
well, not necessarily to surprise, but having some kind of thought process about, man, I think they would like this, and because of who they are, they might like this, and you just the excitement of just coming up with it and giving it to them, as opposed to you just saying, hey, I would like a pair of Uggs. Like, okay, thank you.
So, so what I think I am hearing you saying is that you want to it's coming back to you.
I wasn't really.
No, the gift is
Mm.
for me,
Mhm.
but it's coming back to you. You want to feel good about what you give me.
Yeah, but doesn't everybody?
Yes, but I'm just saying you want to be like, "Oh, I picked this. I thought of her and she's going to love it and da 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 da." You came up with all of this stuff. But if you come up with all of that stuff and then I would prefer to have something else, then
Mhm.
you feel bad. That's
Mm,
all about you when I'm the one that's supposed to be getting the gift.
yeah, I guess.
Do you understand what I'm
That's why I
saying?
don't mess with this Christmas stuff. To begin with.
Oh man.
I think I think in the spirit of giving, whether it's Christmas or any other time of the year, you genuinely want, and especially if it's your spouse, you
Mhm.
genuinely want to see a smile on their face.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You
true.
genuinely want to see that what you thought of them,
Mhm.
and in manifesting that thought,
Mhm.
they are pleased.
Yeah.
So, to mitigate some of the uncertainty, have some conversations way before the moment arises, way before. Do you
Yeah.
like this? What do you think of that? And gauge them out, feel them out. And
Right.
then, yeah, you
I
can
agree.
surprise them.
So
Really.
I love Cheryl that you keep stressing about having the conversations, because the whole point of this show, and we normally say this at the beginning, at the end of every show. The whole point of this show is to throw stuff out there that sometimes we don't have conversations about that we should,
Yeah.
because conversation is a catalyst for growth.
Growth,
Conversation is a catalyst for,
learning,
and conversation is a catalyst for.
bonding.
There you
So those
go.
conversations are necessary.
Hmm.
And the problem is that many of us don't have these conversations.
Right.
And then when our expectations are not met, those
Yeah.
expectations that we never even articulated to begin with, then we feel some kind of way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So whether it be about the spending, whether it be about the gift that you get, or anything else, there's an expectation there. So we know going into the season, we ain't trying to spend $10,000, but you seen it go 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You ain't saying nothing,
You see the numbers going
right?
up.
Yeah.
You ain't saying nothing,
Ching, ching,
but then you
yes.
feel some kind of way, but you never had the conversation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
You never said anything. So I thank you for stressing that. Like, these are conversations
Conversations
that you should
need to
have
be
ahead of
had.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and this kind of stuff adds to the stress and strain that relationships feel during this month,
Yeah.
because many people try to coast through this period so that they could end it in January.
What? Say it again.
Many people try to coast through this period now
Hmm.
so that they can end their relationship in January.
Oh, and the relationship in
Right.
January. Okay.
And little things that happen during this season, they just become more evidence and
Yeah.
more reasons why we should do whatever we end up doing in January.
Mm.
Because I don't know if you guys are aware, but January is dubbed divorce month,
Divorce month.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
because the of all the divorces that are filed during the year, the most of them are filed right after the holidays,
Yeah.
when the courts open back
Okay.
up in January. So people are usually kind of going through this season and they're eating it. Whatever they're
Everything's gathered.
feeling, yeah, whatever they're feeling, whatever they're going through, they just eat it in the name of Christmas spirit. And then in January, the bottom drops out.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah. So that's that's that. So
That's tough.
listen, anybody who's watching now or watching the replay, go ahead and put your 2 cents in there. I know this is probably a tough one to comment about because there's some people who are probably looking at their spouse right now, like, yeah, they talking about you, but they don't want to say that.
I'm watching the show while my spouse is wrapping gifts.
Right, or at the store,
or at the store.
So I get it. If you can't really say anything, that's fine, but you probably should not live your life like that. You probably should not live your life like that. So listen, before we get out of here though, this is this the last one for this year? It's probably not. Is it? Are we going to take a break?
This is the last one for the year.
Okay, so that means we're going to be taking a break as it relates to the show.
I think.
And first of all, I want to say happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays.
We pray that you have a joyous holiday, that you enjoy time with family, that you have some good food, that you have some laughs, that you get some rest.
Yes.
And that you come into this new year ready to do some things. Listen, as it relates to coming into the new year, doing some things differently or new, whatever the case may be. We've talked about this. Those who follow us know that we've talked about this for several months. And I promise with God's help, we're going to make it happen in 2025. We are going to have a conversation after dark on the road.
Indeed.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to start here in the Baltimore, Washington area.
DMV area.
I'm talking to somebody about doing one in Philly. We're going to try to do one in Atlanta. We're going to try to do one in New York. So we're going to try to do a couple of these.
And one in Trinidad in November.
Waiting to hear Trinidad.
Yes.
Hey,
we can do one in November around the same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be dope.
That would
do
be
one
good.
live.
That would be awesome.
Cheryl. That's good. That's good, Cheryl. That's good. Yeah.
That would be good.
So we have some things that we want to do. There's some ways. Something that I learned this year, and I think Barry, you were in that session on Thursday where I was kind of talking about just some things that I've learned, man. I'm learning, man, that this thing that God has given us, I really had a very one-dimensional view of what it looked like. And I've met some people this year, and when I say this year, I mean within the last 4 months.
Right.
So not even early on in the year, but within the last 4 months, that are really kind of conversations that I'm having with them are really opening my eyes to the fact that there's a bigger world out here, and there are more dimensions to what we've been given than just what we thought it was going to be, right? And so for us this year, this next year, man, we're definitely looking forward to what God is going to do as it relates to that. These our guests here are doing some big things. You heard them talk about the design space they're in, the art space, the education space, the coaching and consulting space that they're in. What's happening with you guys what are some plans that you guys have for next year?
Well, I want to expand. I started coming down just after mid-year. Started a free clinic for entrepreneurs. So I'm going to expand on that. And like you, I've been having some conversations, some events that have really caused me to take a deeper look, a deeper dive into impact. So I've reached out to several of my colleagues, my network, including you, all about it. I got some plans for us to do some stuff together in the new year.
Yep.
But 2025 is really about building, strengthening, expanding, and just changing lives. I believe if we're alive, it's because God has something for us to do. Yeah, something that needs to be accomplished, and it needs our personal touch.
Yeah.
And we just got to put some energy into tapping into what that thing is or those things are,
Mm-hmm.
and just run with it.
I love it.
Yeah, and one of the first things I want to do at the start of the year, or even before the end of the year, uh, this young lady that has been next to me this whole time, uh, we have we came together, working together through uh, a crisis hotline that we both volunteered to,
Hmm.
and we've been supporting that. And we were brought together by a mutual friend,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of hit it off from day one. And a lot of things were taken for, I wouldn't say for granted, but it was just understood that we
Mm-hmm.
would be going a particular route. And so I was telling you, Oliver, we planned, for example, we planned what this year was going to look like for us as a couple and the next step.
Mhm.
But we never had the official conversation. It was just, this is what we're doing, and it is going to be that way. But I wanted to say, amongst close friends, you and Denise, and in front everybody that's online watching us, that Cheryl, even though we've agreed, I want you to know that the impact you've had on my life is just uh, phenomenal, and I'm so happy that we were brought together. And I want you to know that I love you. And even though everything is planned, if you would have me, if you would be my wife, I will dedicate the rest of my life to make you happy.
Oh.
Yes, I'll be your wife. Yes, yes. 1,000 times over.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Listen, this is a first for us, man. No one has ever proposed on any of our
Oh
shows.
my
That is so
goodness.
dope.
Oh, she said yes, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
And 1,000 times over.
Thank you, guys. Thank
Aw.
you.
That is awesome. Listen, man, congratulations to you both
Yeah.
as you embark on this journey, man.
Yeah.
It's
Indeed. Oh,
got so listen, I know you both, right? So I
Right.
know your, just your, we've come to, in conversations, I've come to just understand just how you view life, right?
mhm.
Mm.
um just the importance of God and what that means to you, right? Cheryl, often I love when Cheryl is in these Thursday sessions, right? Because Cheryl always and I'm gonna tell you now, don't ever apologize to do this, because I know one time you apologized. Cheryl always brings in some scripture to whatever's going on with whatever the conversation is we're having on these Thursday
I love it.
entrepreneurial sessions, right? And
I
so
love it. I love it.
so I can just see from there, right? There's a grounding there, and so
Mhm.
Right.
just allow that to be the thing that guides you, man. Because we tell couples all the time, you can have a phenomenal, successful, healthy relationship without God. Like, you really can. Like, people hate hearing that, but you can. If you got the fortitude to follow the formula,
Mm.
you'll get the result. The
Yeah.
problem is we don't always have it in our own strength to follow the formula correctly. And in those moments when you can't, the beauty of having God and the Holy Spirit's guidance is that you don't got to do it by yourself,
Yeah.
and you don't got to do it in your own strength. So, man, we're happy for you. We are excited
Indeed.
Yeah.
as you and listen, we're actually humbled and honored that you would even want to do this with
On the
us.
show. Yes.
Yeah.
That
It's
means
just,
a lot.
yeah. It's four trainees getting together doing the thing, man.
Hey, that means a lot. That means a lot, man. So we are really, really happy for you guys, man.
Very much so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks
God's
for
richest
facilitating it.
blessings on your upcoming union, whenever that will be. And
That's
just
29.
It's coming up,
it's
right?
coming up.
Yeah,
It's coming up.
It's
29th
like,
of
it's
August,
like, yeah.
What's the date?
Next week.
29th.
Oh,
Next week, Sunday.
Mm.
Oh my goodness! I didn't
Yeah.
realize. Oh.
This is so. If you missed the beginning where they were introducing themselves, this is not only a marital union forming, right? This is not only a romantic undertaking, but this is really a power couple.
Mm-hmm.
Like the merging of all of the stuff they said they do
Yep.
in the beginning, like
Yeah.
you know,
Mm.
Amazing.
yeah. This is I'm really excited to see what God does with your union. It's going to be great.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah. So thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
Indeed.
And I just
Listen.
want to say, yes, it's an easy yes.
Oh,
An easy yes.
easy yes. Oh,
That's awesome.
that's wonderful.
The easy yes. Now listen, Cheryl. You and I would have to talk if it was a hard yes.
Right. True.
I'd be like, I'd send you a message. I'd be like, hey Cheryl, we should probably have a conversation in the coming days. That's
fantastic.
awesome that it's an easy yes. Listen, that for us, man, that's like we're not about to do anything after that, man. This is a wonderful
We
place
can't follow that.
yeah, this is a wonderful place to kind of land the plane on this show tonight. For those of you who are watching now or watching the replay, I told folks, I was like, listen, there's something that's going to happen on our show that has never happened on any other show before. So if you missed it, that means you got to go back and see what happened. Something happened now, and we are really excited, and congratulations are in order. Matter of fact, let's do another round of applause. So listen, we appreciate y'all. We know it's a little later over. It's an hour later over there, right? Than it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
it is?
before midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're not gonna keep you too much longer, man. But thank you again for, thank you for doing this with us, man. Like that, I can't tell you how much that means, man. Like
Likewise.
that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that you would choose to do that with us, man. So congratulations, and may God bless your union. We got Kevin in the comments. Congrats to Barry and Cheryl.
That's
Thank
Kev.
you. Thank
That's
you.
Kevin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Indeed. And
I just wanted to say as we close out, I see so much impact and so much good coming out of what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate and I receive all that you've said concerning what we're about to do. But I want you, even as you get ready for the new year, to take a look back at the things that you two have already done, and the impact that you guys have already made thus far, and let your minds really expand and take in what is ahead of you as you literally take your show on the road.
Literally.
Yeah, the impact that you guys are going to have in the couple space, in the entrepreneurial space, as we talk a bit more, Oliver, on some of the things we can do together. There's going to be so much good coming out of you two together that you're going to look back a year from now with almost a sense of bewilderment, astonishment of how far you're going to go within the next 12 months. And I really want you guys to embrace it. If it looks easy, then it's probably undone. So don't let the difficult things or the big mountains put you in the wrong headspace. Just jump in.
Wow.
Jump in and get it done, because this mission is for you, the both of you, together as a unit.
Yes.
Yeah, and Cheryl and I are going to be standing behind you, alongside you, however you need us.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to remain your allies going forward.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you
we
so
received
much.
that. Thank you.
That means a lot.
Yeah, man.
Indeed, we received that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Man,
Thank you.
that's awesome. Let's give it up for Barry and Cheryl. Let's give it up for Barry and Cheryl. Listen, thank you guys for taking some time out to hang out with us and sharing that incredibly special moment.
Yeah.
With us and those that are watching the replay. Man, that's great, man.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
That's good, man. So listen, I know I don't expect to hear from you, Barry, for a little bit. It's
A
all
little
good.
bit.
I understand. I understand. There's things that need to happen and take place, and celebrations that need to, you know how we do, Barry.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah,
Most grateful.
we're cheering you guys on, man, and we're rooting for you, and just as such, man, we are here for you all in any way, shape, or form as well.
Indeed.
Thank you, guys.
Great
Thank
to
you,
have
guys.
you guys.
Man, thank you for being here. Listen, guys, that's it. That's all we got. That's all we got. We're gonna let the rest of you go. Have a fantastic rest of your Saturday night.
Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful holiday.
Wonderful holiday.
Mhm.
Merry Christmas to
Merry
those
Christmas.
celebrate.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year as well.
Yeah.
Listen, so if you got 2 minutes, guys, stay on after this
Sure.
outro, please. All right. So blessings on you
No
guys.
problem.
We will probably I don't know. We'll talk it over. We'll probably do maybe 2 weeks of rebroadcasts,
Maybe so.
and then we will hit the ground running in January for new episodes of this as well. And just be on the lookout for all the other things that we have planned for Denali and for whatever God has us do. All right.
Mhm.
So
Right.
have a good night. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Have a beautiful holiday and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Good night, everybody.